Hi everyone, my name is Hwang. I'm a Senior Associate at QueenCityLaw. Recently I presented to ANZ and their customers on commercial property acquisitions, and I think it would be a good time to give you some advice on that. Now I have 5 tips for you. This is true and correct to November 2022 but should not be considered as legal advice. First one is entity structure. What are you going to purchase it as? Should it be under your personal name, company, partnership, trust? Now there's implications of tax, GST, OIO issues and potentially property relationship issues, so you have to be across all of those and make sure you get the right entity and structure. Secondly, what is the purpose of acquiring this property? Are you trying to look at gross yield? Are you looking at capital investment and yield over time? Are you looking at getting immigration visas? Are you looking at diversifying your portfolio? Are you looking at increasing your property portfolio? Because all of this purpose and what you're trying to achieve will dictate what you're looking for. So your purpose will determine the product. And commercial property is very wide. It can include bare land, it could include leasable space, and that lease can include retail, industrial or warehousing. It can include one tenant, it can include multiple tenants, or it could include one anchor tenant with more. Are you looking at buying to add value and doing construction works or developing the site further? All of this will determine what kind of feasibility and due diligence studies you'll require to look at if the property is right for you. Thirdly, advisors are going to be super important to guide you through this process. You'll need a good accountant, a good lawyer, some consultants, and this could mean engineers, construction companies, property managers, and the bank to make sure that you have the funding to be able to buy this project. Fourthly, agreement terms. Now, who is going to be the purchaser? What is the GST status? What is the purchase price? When will the deposit be paid? What are the conditions that you want in there? What is the settlement date? All of these agreement terms are going to be very important, and you need to make sure you get proper legal advice before you sign. So what conditions will the agreement have? It could have finance, LIM report, builder's report, OIO consent. It could have a confidentiality clause. It could have a due diligence, and again the due diligence clause can be very varied depending on what kind of clause you're going for. It could have a purchaser's approval, lawyer's approval clause. It could have a purchaser's acknowledgement clause, or vendor's assistance period, or early access. There are a number of different conditions that you could have to suit your needs, so make sure you get proper legal advice before you sign. So due diligence, last but not least. This is the most important thing for when you are acquiring property. You are going to be wanting to look at a number of legal and physical aspects of the property, including the title, all leases. You're going to be ensuring that the physical state of the property is right by getting the right consultants in there, and this could include seismic reports, geotechnical reports on the ground, builder's report on the property. You're going to be looking to ensure that you don't need OIO consent, and if you do need it, that you can actually get OIO consent. You're going to be ensuring that you can get finance, that there are no Maori claims over the property, or there are no disputes with the neighbours or council. You're going to be looking at zoning and plans, maybe even resource consent and building consents if you are going to be building there. So there's a number of issues that you need to be mindful of, and your lawyer should be able to assist you with all of this. Often with commercial property acquisitions, it's important that you get the accountants involved to make sure there's no accounting, tax, GST issues. You also want to be looking at the purchase price allocation, which is a determination of how much of the purchase price applies to the land and how much applies to the chattels. So that's just 5 things that you need to think about when you're buying commercial property. We're here to help you navigate this sometimes complex process, so please feel free to contact us if you need any advice.